Hi everyone, today in this video we are going to look at budgeted fixed assets in Business Central, how we can acquire a budgeted fixed assets, depreciations, disposals and everything that is related to that. For that we are going to use a blog also. Okay, uh, if you come to the ahmad365.blogspot.com, you can see the blogs which I have wrote, and over here you can see the D365 Business Central budgeted fixed assets. Okay, and if I open that, you can see this FA dash block dash 3, that means fixed asset block number third block. Okay, so I have already wrote two blocks that are related to fixed assets, and now it's the third one. Okay, and over here I have already explained everything related to budgeted fixed assets, and just want to record it so you can follow everything that I have explained in this blog. Okay, so we are going to use this. First of all, uh, I'm just explaining about the fixed asset card. There's a toggle on there. The key purpose is to record the projected acquisitions. uh, you cannot mark a fixed asset budgeted restrictions, usage, and everything related to the how you why use it. Okay, to plan asset and capital expenditure analysis, allow projecting depreciation for the future, support better planning, things like that. Okay, so the scenario is which we are going to cover in this video is like flag a truck as a budgeted. A truck is a fixed asset. We are going to mark it as a budgeted assets, and projected acquisitions, projected values in the reports, how it is going to have an effect on that. Okay, for that we have to jump on the fixed Business Central, and on the fixed asset card we are going to create a fixed asset name as truck, and we are going to name it as a budgeted asset. Just and in the FA class code, I have already explained all these fields in another video. The link will be in the description. And if you want to understand what does these all fields mean, so you can check that. In this video I'm just going to cover and everything that is related to budgeted fixed assets. Okay, not anything else. Okay, just putting a random value over here. And in the depreciation, we are going to, for example, start it on the 1st of January if the life is 4 years. Okay, under 2027. Everything other we are not going to use it. Okay, I'm going to close this. And in the over here, the major thing that is going to make this fixed asset card as a budgeted fixed asset is this boolean. Okay, if you are going to enable it, system is going to treat it as a budgeted fixed assets. Otherwise this normal assets is going to hit the journal ledger entries. In our first video, I have already explained when we are going to use fixed assets GL journal and when the fixed assets journal. Okay, just giving you the quick overview for that. In the depreciation book, if I open that, you can see over here integration, GL integration. When you are going to enable that, then it is going to hit the GL entries in whenever you are going to acquire it, or disposal, or depreciation, or anything related to that. Okay, okay, so the next thing is because we have enabled that, so whenever we are going to acquire it, it is going to hit the GL entries. But the difference is that when you are going to enable this button, budgeted assets, it is never going to hit a GL account. Okay, it is only going to do all the postings in the sub ledger from in the sub ledger level. Okay, okay, so first we are going to acquire it. As you can see that the book value is 0 right now. So what is going to be the method? We are going to jump to the fixed assets journal. The F fixed asset number is 270. Okay, we are going to specify the date over here, the first January 2024. For example, we are going to purchase on this date. Okay, selecting the fixed asset number, amount, for example 25,000. Okay, and everything is done. As you can see, there's not even a single account or field that is going to show you the balancing account. Okay, if I just want to show you the difference between the journals, so you can see over here. So it has the balancing account, and over there is no balancing account. That means whenever you want to do an entry at a journal ledger level, you have to use the fixed asset GL journal, otherwise this one. Okay, so everything is done. Let me show you. When I click on the preview posting, you can see only FA ledger entry, sub ledger entry is created, just specifying that there's an acquisition cost of 25,000. Okay, now I'm going to post it. Yes, everything is done. If I go back to the book value, it will auto update like this, 25,000. And if you open it, you can see the subledger entry over here. Okay, now we are going to post a depreciation in the system. And over here, you can also see that this truck is budgeted asset. Okay. Okay, so the next step is to calculate the depreciation. Okay, how we are going to calculate the depreciation? Okay, for example, this is we purchased this on first 2024. Okay, and we are going to, for example, calculate the depreciation until 31st of October. Okay, for that, if you know, you already know the calculate depreciation field. Okay, this button, whenever you want to run a fixed depreciation, you can use that. Okay, over here I'm going to specify 31st 10 24. Okay, and in the posting date also this one. So normally what you do, whenever you're going to click on OK after entering every single value, it is going to bring create a fields in the create the lines in the fixed asset journal ledger. That's a normal behavior of every uh, business central. And over here, because it's a budgeted assets, so we can do two things. Okay, the first one, we can specify that the budgeted asset only want to filter the budgeted assets. Okay, not the other assets. But for example, if we don't even specify that, what will happen? So let's see what will happen. I have click on OK. So you can see two fixed asset journal lines were created. Okay, and where does it created? Fixed asset journal, not the GL. And if I click on OK, you can see one fixed asset GL journal line. So that means it is going to create both of them. It is going to run for every single asset in the system. Okay, it doesn't concern that it's a budgeted or not. It is automatically going to segregate that. Okay, over here, because we don't want to use that, just create it for just to show you something. I'm going to delete that. In the fixed asset journal, you can see these two entries. Okay, so this one which we are using, because I did not specify any filter, so it is also calculating for the other one. Okay, I'm deleting this one and going to use only this one. Okay, so number of depreciation days is 300, and simply want to create depreciation might be description, might be this depreciation of Jan to October for truck. Okay, so simply going to create on, as you click on post. Yes, all done. Now if I come back to the, and you can also see I forgot to specify that there's an acquired button over here, acquired field. Okay, so you can see this truck budgeted assets acquired as well as budgeted assets. Okay, so you can see both of the um, columns over here. If I come back here, you can see the updated book value, acquisition cost minus depreciation, and it will automatically come. Okay, so this is how you're going to acquire any budgeted fixed assets. You can acquire it from the uh, fixed assets. But what will happen if I try to let's for the sake of example, let's do one thing, fixed asset, and I specify 270 over here. So you can see budgeted asset must be equal to no. Okay, and current value is yes. So that means you cannot even select the budget asset over here. But let me show you what will happen if I uh, do the same thing in the purchase invoice. Okay, Let me create a new one. Descending 27. Okay, so let me remove that. Okay, over here I will specify 270. So you can see you can specify that over here. System is not going to give you an error, for example, whatever the value is, like 40,000 again. Okay, but what will happen if I do the preview post, okay, or the post? So it is saying budgeted assets must be equal to no in fixed assets. Current value is yes. Okay, so that means system will give you an error in the end, but not at the time of selecting a fixed asset over here. Okay, so I'm going to remove that and come back to the our fixed asset card. Let me open that. Okay, so everything I have explained until now, I hope so it's understandable, it's easy. And if you look at the blog which I have written, this is just showing the acquisition over here. Okay, the integration part, the posting acquisition. Okay, so I have explained everything. Okay, so the next thing is fixed asset book value. Now jumping to the report. How, if we want to see in the form of a report, what will happen? Okay, so for that fixed assets book value, we are going to use the first one, 01, and starting date is, okay, so whatever the starting date and ending date is. Yeah, okay. So group total you want to see on the basis of maybe subclass, and you want to see a budgeted report. Okay, so if you even read this, specify if you want to report the calculate future depreciation and book value. This is valid only if you have selected depreciation and book value amount field 1 to 3, and we want to see the list of print per asset. Okay, and there is also a filter over here that you want to run the want to select the budgeted asset. I just want to show you one thing. Okay, so if you run that, okay, so it is going to give you the detail for every single asset. Okay, let me show you, for example, this 120. You can see this one. Okay, 120 card, FA card 2. So you can see it's not a budgeted asset. So what we are going to do, we are going to go back, we are going to click on OK, we are going to select this budgeted assets, okay, and preview it. Okay, so continuing the discussion, if I go back to the blog, so you can see I've already explained what is the purpose for the budgeted assets. If we do yes, for example, we were on that, fixed assets book value. Okay, this one. So what we were doing, I was specifying that if you print it as a yes and you want to see in the base on the basis of print per fixed assets, specifying the date, just the current date, and the subclass over here. Okay, and if I do the preview posting, so you can see only the budgeted assets appear, and you can see this one, the one which we just purchased and do everything with that, 25,000 depreciation, and you can see the book value. Okay, until today the book value of this asset is 19,792, and if you go back to the fixed asset card, okay, so you can see 19,792. Okay, so this is the report, which is very good for the budgeted assets. Okay, and this is now we can jump to the next point, is the posting depreciation. Okay, so I have already showed you then how you can post the depreciation. So this is what I have explained. Okay, so there's one method you can directly jump to the fixed asset journal part over here. I did not explain using the word calculate depreciation. I did not run using that method over here. I have specified that you can directly go to the fixed asset journal, but the concept is absolutely similar, so don't need to repeat that. Okay, so the next point is projected one. This is also very important point. If you remember in the start, I have specified that we are going to use it for the analysis. Okay, over here projected acquisition cost. with the projected value to analyze total depreciation. This is what we are going to do discuss now. Okay. Okay, so jumping back to the fixed asset card, uh, there's one report um, named as projected value. If you run that, okay, you can see, if you remember, we have run the depreciation until 30th 31st of October. Okay, so first depreciation date might be this one, and the last depreciation date until when we want to calculate, until when we want to project it. Okay, we can even increase that, decrease that. That is totally up to you. But you can say currently it's 24 of December. I just want to project it to until 31st. I want to see until this, until the end of this month. Okay, or might be until the end of the next year. Okay, so both of the scenarios are possible. Okay, over here I'm going to remove that. Later I'm going to explain what does this means. Print per fixed asset, yes, not the disposals. Okay, so over here budgeted assets are specified. If I preview it, okay, over here tool truck R was this one, truck, budgeted assets. So you can see depreciation is automatically calculated for every single month. Okay, so you can project that from here. Okay, like total of 7294 will be the total depreciation for the until 31st of the December 2025, and this is the book value is going to be after an year. Okay, so this is what I want to show you, that you can also calculate the projected values in the system. So it's a very useful report. Okay, now another thing, uh, we are going to acquire how we are going to acquire a budgeted asset, but before that I want to explain you a point which I explained over here, because we are talking about planning, and so we planning depreciations and the things like that. So it's it's better to discuss about the disposals over here as well. Okay, so planned disposals, accurate assets valuation. Okay, now for example, this asset, the budget, the currently the book value is 19,792. But what if we are going to do the disposal for this assets on the date of maybe the end of next year? Okay, so you remember the value, like near to 12,000 was the remaining value of that asset. Okay, so what we are going to do, there's a field the normally does not come over here. Okay, so if you click on add more depreciation book, so you can see the list of all fields over here, but still sometimes you are going to see these two fields, they are hidden, so you have to design that. Okay, but currently I have already designed, so let's use this. For example, this one we are talking about the 2025, and that on that date we are going to dispose of, for example, on the value of 21,000. Okay, definitely we are going to sell in the profit. We are not going to uh, you know face the loss. We are not going to, we are not ready to face a loss. Okay, so we are going to sell in the profit for the 21,000, so the profit is going to be something like the difference. Okay, so what will happen if I want to see the proper calculation for the disposal, how much I did receive again, because I don't know. I have to go to the Excel and I have to copy the values from the entries. But this is a very time taking work. What we are going to do, we are going to let system calculate everything for us. Okay, so over here you can see projected value. Okay, click on that. uh, yes, the last appreciation date is 2025. It's already set. Now over here I'm going to explain you two different concepts. The first concept is copy to GL budget name. Okay, there's another feature in the system that we can copy our entries in the GL budget. Okay, whatever entries are going to create in the projected value, we can move that values to the GL budget. Okay, and the second thing is we want to see the better look in the GL budget. Okay, definitely when the depreciation expense is going to get debit, definitely it will have a accumulated depreciation effect, definitely the credit side. Okay, so we want to see the insert balance account also, balancing account, in this case depreciation expense debit, accumulated depreciation credit. So accumulated depreciation, the balancing account. Projected disposal, yes, we want to see the projected disposal. Okay, so everything is settled. I'm only going to run for the fixed assets which I have specified, because otherwise the report is going to be very long. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to specify only for the asset for which we want to see. Otherwise you can run for all also. Just going to click on the preview and close. Let's see this. Over here you can see the period, okay, until 31st 12 2025. So you can see the last value of the depreciation is for the until depreciation 2025 December. Depreciation total, the remaining book values, this is what I want to show you, 12498. Okay, and now if you come to the calculation part, the disposal is for 21,000. Okay, how much gain we have earned is like 8,502. Okay, so how does it calculated? Let me just open the Excel for you, just to check that system is calculating it all right or no, not. Uh, the value is 12498. Okay, so over here 12498, so I'm going to minus it, 8502. So this is going to be the profit. Okay, there you go, 8502. Okay, so system is going to calculate everything. You don't have to jump to the uh, Excel, but I just want to show you, that's why I jumped. Otherwise there's no need for that. Every system will do every single calculation for you. Okay, okay, so the next thing is total 7240. What is 7240? This is to sum of total depreciation over here, as you can see over here. Now this is the concept of projected value. So what we do in the add more depreciation book, we added the disposal date, that projectedly on this date we are going to do the disposal, and projected amount is going to be this. It could change in the future, so we can adjust that also. And again, it is not going to post any GL entries, so that's totally safe. Everything that is on which we are working on is related to fixed asset subledger entries. Okay, now let me show you one thing. Let's jump to the GL budget. Okay, because we are also managing the budgets as well, we are also managing the budgeting of a company. Okay, let's change it to 2025. Okay, now if I go to the depreciation accounts, I forgot what was the number, this one. Okay, 8514, sorry, 18. So how it is coming, that's a question for us. You can see it is only calculating until 2024 because of the filter. Otherwise you can see that as well. Okay, so let me check year 2024. Okay, 2025. Okay, this one. So 521. If you remember the value we saw in that report, in the projected value, that 521 was coming every month. So if you open that, it is going to show you that the entry number 40 is actually the depreciation value against this 270 fixed asset, you can see over here. Okay, so this is a very good feature that is available in Microsoft. Okay, and if you go a little bit up, okay, let me show you. Sorry, I don't remember the account number, so that's why. Okay, okay, so over here you can see net income. But what if I do it to the balance sheet? Okay, balance sheet is here. So you can see total liabilities is 521. Why it is 521? If I go up, you can see the net income for the year that is coming from there. So it is coming over here, and the total assets is because of the over here. Yeah, this is what I want to see. That 521 is coming in the cumulative depreciation. Every month it is showing me the 521 and the November 2709 and 2100 is the vehicle, uh, the asset increase. Okay, so it is coming over here, but this is for the different uh, different fixed assets, so we can ignore that. Otherwise everything you were doing over there, so you can see in the GL budgets as well. Okay, just I have explained you for the depreciation. So why does it jump to the GL budget? How does it jump to the GL budget? Which feature does we use? So the feature is simple. You need to specify the copy to GL budget name 2024 over here, or the whatever the GL budget name is yours. Okay, so when you are going to select it, it will going to send it to the GL budget, otherwise it will not. Okay, so that's why if you remember in the first case I did not specify it because I want to show you this feature later on. So now you get it, why we do that. Okay, so the next thing is I think so I have pretty much explained you a lot about the budgeted assets now. Okay, okay, so disposal, how you can run the disposal, also explain the projected disposal. But what if we want to do the actual disposal, not from the projected or anything like that, rather than from here? Select it. We are not going to post it. The reason is I want to show you another example, but just so you can say, for the sake of you understand that we can do it from the fixed asset journal as well. Okay, so we can I am going to show you from here. Okay, like for example the amount is going to be let's assume 22,000 this time. We want more profits, so I'm not going to post it, just the preview posting. So you can see error did not come, rather than it is going to post 5 subledger entries all regarding the disposal and going to reverse that. Okay, so in short you can manage the disposals from here as well. And there are many other options like rate and noun value, appreciation, customs, disposal. This is what we use right now, salvage value, maintenance. So we are all going to discuss in a separate session, but normally you can use them all in the budgeted assets case. Okay, in the upcoming videos I will show you what does this FA posting type means, because these are the list of options you are also going to see in the FAGL journal, uh, fix as a GL journal. So we are going to discuss that all, but over here just for the sake of knowledge I am telling you, you can use these all features for the budgets as well. I'm not going to run every single one of them because majorly you're going to use these three of them. Okay, but might be the one is maintenance, but in the maintenance session I will show you that how you can post the maintenance. Okay, now the most important part of this lecture is like the, you can say, let me open that, this one, how to acquire a budgeted fixed assets. This is like one of the most important thing that we are going to discuss in this video. So if we want to acquire the budgeted fixed assets, what are the methods which we can use? There are like two methods to acquire a, a budgeted fixed assets. Okay, so the first method is to cancel the initial budgeted acquisition. Okay, whatever we have acquired, we are going to cancel it. Everything is going to be removed from the system, not the fixed asset card. I'm talking about the entries. For that, I'm going to show you in the system as well. But just for the sake of example, I will brief you over here. You can see the fixed asset ledger entries. We are going to clear this out. We are going to remove this from the system. Everything will be reversed. Okay, and the best part about the cancellation, that system is going to remove that entries from the system. It is not going to show you. For example, the assets we were using is this one, truck budgeted asset. You can see two entries are present over here. Okay, so what is going to happen when I'm going to cancel it? Remove one or more fixed asset entries. So what is the difference between reversal? It is going to undo it. Okay, it is going to create a next entry over here with the value of minus 25. So they are going to be like another entry. But in the cancel entries, you can see that system is going to delete these entries from the system, because because we cannot delete the journal entries in the system, but we can delete the subledger entries. Okay, so I'm going to select these both entries. Okay, I'm going to cancel, click on the cancel entries. Okay, so just a question where it is going to created. Think in your mind, I will show you. Okay, okay, now going back to the FA journal. If you selected FA journal, if you think FA journal, then you're right. Over here you can see these entries. Okay, because of the disposal, I'm going to delete it. We have already created that before for the example. Okay, now I'm going to specify the number FA, for example 1, FA2, or whatever the numbers are. Okay, so we are going to reverse it. Okay, now we are going to do the preview posting. So you can see two entries are present over here. Two entries are present right now over here. Let me post it now. Okay, go back. You can see the everything is reversed now. Open it. Boom, your entries are gone. Okay, so cancel entries, what it's going to do, it is going to clear every single entry that is present in the simple system. Okay, so this is what I have explained over here. Okay, uncheck the budget fix asset flag. This is what we are going to do now. Now let me show you another thing. I forgot to show this to you before. There's another fixed asset, budget fixed asset, which is acquired. You can see if I try to disable it, system is going to give me an error that you cannot change the flag once it is acquired or depreciated or things like that. Okay, so it is going to you can say and system is not going to allow this. But if you come back to the 271, okay, there were 4 entries, now it is 0, now there's 0, unflag it, done. So you can do this when your entries are cancelled. So this is the first method, and now we are going to run the normal procedure of the actual acquisition. We can do it from the purchase invoice or from the fixed asset GL journal. Okay. The second method is copy the budgeted assets. Okay, so for that I have created an other example in the system. Okay, there is a simple feature you can use a copy fixed asset. Okay, because I have already cancelled it, so it is not going to work like that. You can copy that, but entries will not going to come because we want to see the entries in the system. But one thing, let me show you. I have already created this example, this budgeted asset for example, and let me use the copy feature for that. Okay, okay, now it is copied. The 281 is here, but you can see this one is acquired but this one is not. Even you use the copy feature, system is not going to bring the entries. Okay, so this is what I have explained over here, that you first need to copy the fixed asset. Okay, and now you have to adjust it. How you are going to adjust it? Okay, so where does it go? Okay, so over here I'm going to use this one, the budgeted one, which is acquired. There are like 2 entries. Let me show you the entries also, so it's a better picture in your mind, like acquired, depreciation, same example but for the 15,000. Okay, and this one. So there's a proper field for this in the FA journal and purchase invoice as well. For example, because we can only specify the budgeted assets over here. Yeah, one more thing, you can see this is budgeted but we want to acquire the actual one, so I'm going to disable it. Okay, uh, I'm going to specify it as a actual. Okay, and go back. Now I'm going to specify over here the budgeted. Sorry, it didn't load. This one, actual. Oh no, not this one, the budgeted one. Okay, now we are going to specify the amount. what now this is a very important thing. You need to make sure your amount is exact. You need to make sure. For example, 11,850, 11,850, and now there's a field name as budgeted fixed assets. So whatever the budgeted asset for this fixed asset, you can specify over here like this. Okay, so over here I have already explained this, the same process. My weight is not loading right now. Okay, let me show you. Okay, so enter budgeted fixed asset number. In this particular case, like over 230 is the budget asset for actual, and this is unflagged. Okay, so means this is an actual one. So actual one is going to be specified in the budgeted fixed asset number. Sorry, in the actual one. Okay, so over here you can see the actual one. Okay, oh sorry, this is the actual one, 280. Okay, 280, and over here you have budgeted fixed asset from which it is linked. Okay, so we are creating a linkage between these two fixed assets and specifying it to the system that whatever entries that are present in the this particular budgeted fixed asset, we want to move it. Okay, now what will happen, we are simply going to post it, but we are going to preview it first. Okay, so you can see FA posting type must be posted in the journal. Okay, sorry, just a second. Okay, so what we want to do, sorry, we will have to create a separate entries for that, like 15,000 and 3150, 15,000 3150 with a negative depreciation. Okay, now we are going to preview it. Speed depreciation. Okay, so I just saw one thing. There's a problem that I was doing in the fixed asset journal. Okay, so if you are going to do it in the fixed asset journal, it is not going to work. That is why it is giving me an error. The reason is that we are going to use this one is the actual fixed asset. Okay, and it is going to hit the GL entry. Okay, and with the help of fixed asset journal, we won't be able to hit the GL entry. Okay, for this case, what we are going to do, we are going to delete this entry and going to create a similar entry in the fixed asset GL journal. Okay, and over here specify the date and the things like that, everything. Okay, and same, the procedure is same, fixed asset actual fixed asset over here, and over here if budgeted fixed asset, specify the budgeted assets. Okay, so once everything is specified, and remember to specify the exact amount. Okay, for example, if I go to the fixed asset 280, not the 280, sorry, 260. Okay, this one's 11,850. So if I try to preview it, okay, system is going to give me no errors and going to specify the exact it is going to do the exact posting, correct posting. Okay, but what will happen if it is we accidentally enter a little bit extra value? Okay, so it is going to give me an error that book value must not be equal to negative. Okay, and what will happen if I'm going to specify it as a 249? Okay, and preview it. So 11,849. Okay, so it is posting. So now I have explained this exact point over here. Okay, that if the amount is less than the original transaction, okay, a residual balance remains on the budgeted assets. Okay, for example, in the case of 849, okay, that there's a difference of 1 rupee which is less, so that is going to stand on the residual balance. Okay, but if the amount is greater than the original transaction, posting will fail because it is going to specify that the negative value, that the book value is in the negative form. Okay, so it can't, it is not possible. Okay, like that the book value is going to be a negative one. Okay, so this is not possible, so it is going to give you an error. But in this case, it is not going to give you an error. Rather than, it will allow you to post, but still it will wrong because there's a residual balance remain. Okay, for example, what if I just post it? Okay, now let's come back to this. Okay, you can see this one. There's going to be a book value standing over there. Okay, and everything else is settled. Okay, so why I specify in my blog that option 1 is better, I have explained over here. Because of this issue, okay, any one of them can arise. Okay, no need to create a duplicate fixed assets. In the option 1, you remember, we just cancel the entry, we did not duplicate it. Okay, avoid additional steps like budgeted fixed asset number. Okay, specifying that in the cancellation part, we don't need to do that. Ensure that the cancelled amount matches the original amount. This is the most important point which I just showed you. The exact match, there should be the exact original amounts match. Okay, otherwise it will going to cause a problem. Okay, so over here the first option is more reliable, because when you cancel the original cost directly in the fixed, the reverse is guaranteed to exactly match. Okay, so over here I have all explained the why it is better. Okay, so I have completed this blog and explained all the parts that are important for the related to budgeted fixed assets. I try to explain in as much detail as possible. Hope so it is very helpful. um, if you have any questions, comment, you can write your question in the comments. Okay, and do subscribe our channel. If you like this video, click on the thumbs up button. Until next video, bye.